I got this on now.
Okay.
I have one box to open.
Let me find, I had the thing
I have one box to open,
here. Hat for
and
the
that's
last
all.
day.
What?
Hat for the last day of December.
Sure. Find me that.
Let's see, what do we have here for hats? I don't know. You did the.
I've done a lot of them.
Yeah. What happened to your pigtails? Those are always fun. And it is a hat.
There's a mop up there too. Hey, way up top.
Do you want them? Where's the mop?
Oh, wait, the mop. We can't forget
I
it.
can. I think I
No,
can.
no, give me the pigtails. We'll take that.
Okay.
That's too much like work.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to try to dig it out.
There we go. That's the way. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right.
Reminds us of
Whatever.
the Wendy's girl and the square hamburgers.
Oh, really?
That's
ready.
all, the box?
That's it.
Oh, my. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
This is a box. This is a box. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's it. Get out of here, will you? There we go. Now we got it. Okay. Very pretty box. Wow.
That's fun.
Okay, did you want that? There you go. You got it. Good girl.
Very fun. That's a burger and a sandwich. It's a sub sandwich.
What's that?
A dog mustache. If she eats it, she has a mustache.
Oh, Jesus, probably. You put that in your bag. There you go. You did
I
have
think
it.
so. It is a dog mustache. I think.
That's pretty good.
An
Okay.
Italian mustache.
Okay, and we have some dog cookies.
Toys and treats. And who was that from?
I don't know. I don't see anything in there.
Thistle. Thistle hat.
There we go. It's over here. Beth.
That's
Beth Smith.
Smith.
Very nice. Thank you, Beth.
All
That
right.
is a pretty funny mustache, dude.
Yeah, that you know why? Because Stitch was running around today with that pacifier in his mouth. If he had the mustache on the pacifier.
Think that'd be good for a picture.
Yeah, happy New
Look at that. There she goes. Good girl. Look at that. Oh, she got a
Yeah,
mustache.
she got the mustache.
She's very
But
pretty.
She's so smart. Aren't you, pretty girl? She said, leave me alone. That's it.
Well, the only thing I have to talk about while they get supper ready is the mouse problem in my car.
Oh, my.
Some of you may remember that I had a problem with my life insurance, how after paying it for 30 years, they started sending me a thing that said it was worthless. And after a great deal of effort and involvement of the state insurance, whatever the hell they are, commissioner's office, they did pay me the cash value of the life insurance, thereby saving themselves $100,000 because at the hell, I'm 79 at, you know, that's, they got rid of the $200,000 payment or whatever. That, and I was frosted about it, but I had other things to do. So today, the mice ate the wires in the car of the that wonderful Highlander that we drove, and I took it down to the Toyota dealer, and they said it was worthless, and so I called my insurance company, and they said fine. They send us they gave us a claim number, and they sent a guy down to look at it and all that sort of thing. And the next thing that happens is I get a phone call from a woman who was really not the swiftest thing in the world. But at any rate, she explained to me in great detail how it was totally worthless and I would get no payment. And if I read my policy more carefully, then I wouldn't have to worry about things like this. And who reads insurance policies? Well, I'll tell you who reads it. My insurance agent ought to read it. So, meantime, I called the car company and said, well, you can give it to Cars for Kids because I'm not going to get anything out of it. He said, what? He said he never heard of a car not being insured for this rodents eating the wires. And it's the big car company down there. He said, everybody's got mouse coverage. So I called my insurance agent, who's supposed to read my policies, and after a great deal of flubbing around, they said, oh, yes, you do have coverage, and that was fine. So I kind of forgot that project. And I got a nice letter from them saying that I was going to get $3,100 for this ancient 300,000-mile Highlander, which is a very nice car, and it was a nice car. I like that car. I was supposed to get $3,100 at $36 minus the $500 deductible, just to be accurate. And I got a registered mail a couple days ago, and I didn't sign for it, so we've got somebody down today to sign for it. And it's a 5-page letter explaining me in great detail why I have no coverage. This is after I have a letter from them saying I am going to get the $3,100. I thought the registered letter was the check, and it was not. It was this 5-page letter saying, no, they're not going to pay it. And is that another case of them just waiting for me to quit and say, oh, to hell with it? I am really annoyed with the insurance company. So somehow I'm trying to figure out, do I want to take an ad in a newspaper and say, gee, let's everybody think about this? Because if I'm not the only one getting away with it, I mean, getting picked on like this, I think we somehow ought to find out. So it's going in the Daily Doggie tomorrow, and if anybody else knows of a case where all of a sudden an insurance company just couldn't quite manage to pay it, I think we ought to figure out whether it happens to a lot of people. It can't be just me.
Right.
So that's tomorrow's Daily Doggie.
Okay.
Okay?
We want to do questions quick?
Are they there? Oh, they're
Well,
questions.
they might be. I had
Oh, there might be questions. Oh, shoot, I didn't even see.
It's all right. Let me sneak in.
Totally forgot.
And it's New Year. Tomorrow when we wake up, or whatever, we have a whole new year. We have to change our numbers on our...
We have a whole new year every year.
I know, but tomorrow's the day. The big day. What's happening? Oh, here we go. And you have the guy coming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
Mm.
Come on. So last night I did write, because I was going to go down to Kennel 10 and listen.
Mm-hmm.
I did leave a note on there, because when I went down it was so horrible out. They were sound asleep down there, and they were fine. So I just said they are fine. If they act differently before I fall asleep,
I was just worried that they would pick on the odd one.
I thought so too. That when they said that there was one of them,
Yeah,
that was,
one.
I thought,
Yeah,
but they were all asleep.
Okay.
So
Well, the other pin was asleep, and they also had a one situation.
right, and I waited a very long time
Yeah.
to make sure there was no movement in 9. How is Chip?
Who's Chip?
Chip was the pup that was in the house last week because she was limping and had a fever. I believe she's fine.
I heard absolutely nothing about. I
maybe-
did hear the next day she had no fever. I didn't hear about the limping.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the limping, but there was some left leg lift up or something, but the fever was fine, but she was,
She's still limping? You don't know.
A few days ago.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know.
That's the answer to that question then.
Happy New Year's Eve, Carlene and Pam. I'm looking forward to putting up the calendar for 2020. It was very well done.
It is a very well done calendar. It's our favorites of all the last 5 years.
You know the one in Christmas with the Christmas one with you
I missed December.
is the only shot that I was ever a watcher,
Really?
lurker, whatever I
Huh.
was, viewer.
Really?
Yeah, had never gone on
Huh.
any of them, so that was fun. Back brace no good?
I can't get it on.
Oh.
Well, I could get this. I have 4 back braces now,
Oh gosh.
and there's only one that I can get on.
And we
And
can't
I've
find it
lost
because
it.
the
I've
dog
lost it.
ran away with it.
No, it's here. I brought it up here and then forgot to put it on.
Oh, okay.
But the others, I cannot get it through the loop in the back and pull it. I don't know who designed the thing.
That's too bad. How was your last day?
It's okay. I'm still working on Gray. Gray had, Gray is now trained by Wanda. We can put dog food on the floor right in front of, all involved at his feet, and Wanda will come over and eat it. And if he even puts his head down, all she does is she just lifts her lip up just a little bit, and he starts backing up.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. He still could hurt her by being friendly. I think he only wants to play with her. I've seen no aggression. If he were aggressive, he would be concentrating on her and not who's got the cookies.
Right.
He gives up looking at her to see who's got a cookie. So it is the fact that he's just overly curious and friendly. And we did have her walking around his feet, and I did have a leash on him that I did not have to tighten. He has not tightened the leash through the whole thing. So I think we just need more of Wanda. I think Wanda caused the problem, and I think we can just have to solve it with her.
Yeah. Well, she's accessible, so you might as well try her.
I know. We'll start with her at any
Yeah.
rate. Anybody else got a small dog, we'll try that. But
Yeah.
any rate.
Pam, did you and Linda Kay name the teenies? How did you come up with the names? Yes, we did. It's an ironic quick story. Betsy had asked Linda and I if we would like to name Misha's next litter of puppies, and we said we'd love to. But ironically, about 2 weeks before, we had said how much fun it would be if we had a litter named after martinis. And we had a list already started of fun names, and then, and sadly, Linda's cat Martini passed between that time. So it just worked out that we called them Martinis. Last heard Chip was in Ice House. Could be.
Yeah, that's where I heard he was in there last too.
But it wasn't from the fever, because the fever, I
No,
think, went
fever
right
went away.
down. Yeah.
Well, see, that could be that Bigfoot thing that I've had around here since Tiffany got it.
Ah,
Tiffany was 1988,
wow.
long time ago. Spike a high temp, like 105 temperature, get all excited and things like that. And the next day, the temperature's gone and one foot is huge. One front foot was huge.
Oh, maybe
And that
was.
has happened to many, many dogs. And George Myers, for a while, thought I was crazy, which people often do. But he eventually became to recognize the big foot. It was always a front foot, never a back foot. Always involved a high temp that went down quick. Or else she had a high temp earlier and we never noticed it,
Right.
which could also be the case. But
Yeah.
the temp goes down the minute the foot comes up. So I have never taken it terribly seriously, although it is called the Bigfoot disease, and I have heard other vets now refer to it. And it's,
Oh, really?
It's one, because I thought it was only dogs that were related to the BMW line. I don't think I've ever had it in an imported dog.
Oh,
And everybody else is related to BMW somehow.
huh.
So
Well, that's interesting.
that's all I know about that.
I'm enjoying watching Sizzle with the boys, Jiminy and Stitch in the house. All three are my favorites. They're puppies. They like to play. And they're boys. And they're
Am I staying up till midnight? Do I
Yeah.
actually see that?
Yeah,
No,
you do.
I'm usually getting up and having lunch then,
Right.
having a snack.
Bang pots at midnight. Eat black-eyed peas. Diane said, some people eat black-eyed peas. Some people do pots at midnight. Diane said her family puts money out, and then after midnight, they bring the money in. That's their midnight whatever.
Put
I
money
think-
out?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Out with the old and in with the new, maybe mixed
Oh,
with
well, whatever.
good luck. I don't know. Toyota had several models with wiring and a soy product covering the wires. Can you imagine? We had power door locks and other wires eaten by mice. That's crazy.
Yep. But it was going to be like $3,000 to fix the wiring. And the car's total value was not,
Right.
you know.
But the fact that they made a soy product covering wires is crazy. I guess that was trying to be natural. Comprehensive coverage on auto insurance should cover. Oh, comprehensive shouldn't cover most mouse damage. To
The
car.
guy at Toyota dealer said he never heard of a car that didn't have mouse coverage.
And they obviously hear of a lot because they covered
They
them.
they
So
sent a guy out to inspect it.
Right. Right.
They should have said right away, you have no coverage.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think they're just. I
Right.
think they're just trying to pull a fast one so they don't have to pay it. If you do it enough times, then it makes a lot of money.
Right.
If they're doing this to everybody over the age of 75 or whatever, you know, I'm
Yeah,
mad.
It's too bad. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're gonna eat.
We're gonna eat.
We're gonna eat. Heather's on overnight. We're having stew, rice, soup, something. Good night.